Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your Monday morning kickstart. I hope you guys have all had an incredible weekend, and let's get this week off to a flying start. So first off, bit of a thank you, really. Loads of you reached out to me after listening to the last podcast, just kind of saying how much you enjoyed the podcast, that you were impatiently waiting for them on Monday morning so that you could get that motivational boost for the week. So yeah, I'm really glad you find these valuable, find these useful. And I think everyone can take something different from every podcast. So yeah, thanks guys. Moving on to our news this week. So some of you might know that I've been working on something for several months now. Something exciting that has been asked for over and over and over again by you guys on the course and by people in Instagram and emails. And what people have been asking for is a C2 course. So once you finish Cambridge Advanced, it kind of just finishes, doesn't it? It's like, okay, I've reached that C1 level, I can just get on with my life. But for some people, that's enough, and that's awesome, and that's what they want to do. You can get that certificate, and you need it for your job, or for a university application, or a visa or something, and you can move on with your life. After all, that certificate never expires, unlike IELTS. So for some of you though, there is that want, that desire for C2. A lot of you have asked me about the proficiency exam. Like, Cheryl, why don't you teach the proficiency exam? So just to make this very clear, let me give you the most honest answer I can about why I don't teach CPE. Number one reason I don't teach CPE is because I don't really want to. It's not something I'm passionate about, and that's it really. It's an incredibly hard exam. I would not pass it. If I went to the exam tomorrow, I would not pass. I would have to study for it. I would have to brush up on the technique, especially for the parts of the exam that are different from Cambridge Advanced. I'd have to practice my timing. I would have to study my arse off for that exam. But the second reason, apart from I don't want to, the second reason that I don't teach CPE courses is because generally 99% of jobs or situations do not require a CPE certificate. I usually find the people that want to do CPE is not for a job, it's just for them. They want it to kind of prove to themselves that they have that level. Unless you're kind of like an interpreter in the courts in Brussels or something, you're not going to be asked for a C2 level certificate. This level of English is like PhD level English, like the level to write a book, to write a thesis in English. 99% of native speakers do not have that level of English. I mean, the vast majority of them don't have the level to pass Cambridge Advanced. Even B2, they would struggle with. So CPE is an extremely high level exam, which we don't really need unless you're doing very specific jobs. So if you want to do CPE for yourself, for your own challenge and satisfaction, I fully support you. Go for it. But it's not where my passion is. So my passion, as you probably know, because I teach you guys a lot about the Cambridge exams and the techniques and helping you get the certificate. And I am passionate about that because you need that certificate to improve your lives and to get that visa and to get that job and to get that university placement, and to boost that confidence. Like, I understand that. But as you probably see, my passion is in helping you become confident in your English, to feel good about yourself, to boost your self-esteem, for you guys to become confident communicators in English, not just exam robots, communicators. Because here's the truth. The Cambridge Advanced Certificate, it gets you through the door. It gets you that job interview. You need it on your CV, right? Especially in Spain, and I think in Italy as well. They absolutely love a certificate. They love papers. You can't get anything without bloody certificates. It gets you your foot in the door. It gets you the interview. It opens the opportunities. But once you're in that room, what matters is how you communicate. What matters is how you express your value, how you speak in meetings, how you negotiate, how you present your ideas, how you show your personality in English without shrinking, without overthinking. I don't know if anyone else feels that when they speak in a different language, you kind of have a different personality. And sometimes that can be a good thing. But a lot of the time, if we don't feel confident in our English, you don't feel like you. You don't feel like you can really be you in another language. And that comes down to communication. And no amount of exam technique is going to help you with that. So, being able to communicate clearly, this is the thing that can change careers, it can change relationships, and it can change lives. So that is why I have created our new course starting in January, on the 19th of January, for people who have passed Cambridge Advanced exam or have that level of English and want to move forward into a C2 level, but focusing on communication. It's not a soft skill per se. It's one of the most fundamental skills that you can have. And it's a tool that lets you negotiate the reality that you want to have. The quality of life that you want to have is determined by the quality of your communication or your ability to communicate. And when you elevate your communication skills, you're amplifying the future that you can create. You can create a life that reflects who you actually are. Sounds a bit too much. No, it sounds a bit big, but it's true. If we are able to communicate well, this is going to help us with our career, our business, our relationships, our confidence, and the ability to just be ourselves in another language. So that is why we've created Apex. Now, if you're just at your start of your Cambridge Advanced journey, don't even worry about this at the moment. This is something to think about in the future. But for those of you who are nearing the end of your journey, about to sit your exam, this is just something that I wanted to share with you. Also because I'm kind of really excited about it and passionate about this. So yeah, this is going to be starting on the 19th of January, and it will be running in 10-week blocks. It's called Apex because, as you guys know, I love hiking. I love climbing things. I went to Mount Everest for my 40th birthday. And Apex is another word for like the summit, the peak of something. So C2 is the peak of your English experience, just like a mountain. So these classes are not just speaking classes, they are certainly not exam classes, but they're designed to boost your confidence, boost your ability to communicate professionally, to communicate with authority, to go to those business meetings, those job interviews, those negotiations, and be able to do that with fluency, with clarity of thought, and to express those complex ideas in a natural, logical way. So that is the future of Cambridge Conchero. After the Advanced Accelerator course, we have our Apex Communications course. If you want to learn more about it, send me a message and I'll give you all the details. Obviously, you guys, as part of the family, will always have discounted prices and first access to everything. Now, moving on to a completely different theme, and I don't have a nice link or segue to go into this, so I'm just going to abruptly change topic. I had a request for a topic for our podcast this week, and it was a really good idea, such a good idea that I thought I would create the podcast for you. So, someone messaged me with the quote, "Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today." Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. So, carpe diem, seize the day. So, usually, the things we put off doing, the things we postpone, avoid, delay, are the things that scare us a little bit. The things we don't really like doing, don't want to do. Like, I always put off making reels on Instagram. I quite like making posts, but reels, don't like doing it, don't like making videos. I'm like, I need to go straighten my hair and like put makeup on. I'm like, and then I need to edit it, and it's a big hoo-ha. I'm like, can't be bothered doing it. However, I know that is a big thing for growing my business, and I know that once I have created reels, sometimes I cringe at them, but often I'm kind of really proud of myself afterwards for making them. And this is usually the case with things, the things that we put off are the things we don't want to do, but it's the things that we probably need to do. Another example being that I did this week, and I felt such a relief after I'd done it. If you bought a course from me, well, obviously you guys have because you're listening to this podcast. The landing pages that I use are via a company called Thrivecart, and they made some updates to their page, which required connecting and changing some new software, some new finance software. And then, of course, the Spanish government have made some new regulations about invoicing and connecting the system to inland revenue, the tax system. So inland revenue is what we call it in the UK. Hacienda is a Spanish equivalent. So the tax office, no? Inland revenue in the UK. And you have to connect your invoices automatically with the inland revenue. And again, it just all sounded really complicated and techie, and I'd need some coding, and it all just sounded horrible. I was like, oh God. So I just kept on putting it off and off and off, and I kept on getting these emails like, you haven't done this yet. This system's not working now because it's old. And I avoided it, but that also made me more stressed because I always had it like in the back of my head. And every time I received one of these emails, like I got this sinking feeling in my stomach, like, oh God, I need to do this. And it just gave me this like low grade level stress because of that. So eventually, yesterday, or a couple of days ago, I bit the bullet. To bite the bullet means to like, it's like, okay, I'm going to do it. No, I'm going to stop avoiding it. So I bit the bullet and I was like, okay, I'm just going to get it sorted. And actually, I went to YouTube and watched a video on how to do it and just like paused the video and copied it step by step. And within an hour, I had everything set up. I still need to do the inland revenue bit because I need to speak to my accountant to do that. But the other whole bit that was causing me the stress with Thrivecart is now all set up, and it wasn't actually that difficult at all. And I felt so much better for doing it and not putting it off for another week. So for you, I would say ask yourself, what is the thing on your study plan? What is the thing that you're avoiding? What is the thing that you're putting off? Probably it's either writing an essay. This is the number one thing that people put off. It's either writing an essay, or it's getting consistent, like doing a little something every day. Or if you feel a bit nervous about speaking, it could be going to the speaking sessions. So, but whatever it is, it could be something completely different. But whatever it is, whatever that thing is that you're putting off, just ask yourself what it is. And then put that as your priority, your number one task for today, or for your plan for next week, or whatever it is, okay? Put it as your number one task. I put every single day, so like at the start of the week for work, I put a big list of all the stuff that I have to get done during the week. And then I kind of order them in terms of urgency for getting done, urgency and importance. And then I also highlight one that I have been putting off or that I don't like. And I do that one first. Even if it's not the most important task, I do it because I know that it's always just going to get put off for another week and another week and another week. So yeah, this week it was the Thrivecart connection thing. Next week it's another thing with another software system. You can tell there's a theme here. I don't like software systems and connecting them. Next week there's another one that I have to do. But getting them done makes you feel like you're making progress. So carpe diem, guys. Seize the day. It's Monday. It's the start of the week. This is a great time to do it. Sit down for 5 minutes after listening to this podcast and think about what you've been putting off and get it done today. Okay? So that is our podcast this week. I hope you found it useful. If there's anything you want to chat about more, feel free to go to the Telegram group and let's chat it out there. And yeah, guys, have a great week. I'll see you in the speaking sessions.